everyone, to another amazing day at fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'm here with Nick Hunter to talk about the fantastic and wonderful FileMaker platform. Nick is right here. If I pull him up, there he is. Nick Hunter is a fantastic advanced developer who covers a lot of really interesting topics. Speaking of which, we're going to pull up the topic list right now since he's on for quite a while. He's gracious enough to give us his time. So Wednesday, we're doing advanced search using FileMaker Find Mode. Tuesday, advanced search using FileMaker Find Mode Day 2. Friday is going to be an open Claris platform FileMaker Q&A. Monday will be Microsoft Office 365 authentication. Tuesday, we'll finish off the advanced search using FileMaker Find Mode for day 3. That'll be finish off the little mini series. And then Wednesday, we'll start, it's a little bit longer than it's 6 days. It'll be pretty much FileMaker relationships, everything you need to know, which I know that can be like a real stickler point for a lot of people. Newer developers, intermediate developers, advanced developers, sometimes relationships can be a lot to deal with. Nick is here to make that much easier for you. So if you'd like to support the channel, we would greatly appreciate it. We have the FM Training Annual Subscription Bundle. It is 100 plus hours of really high energy video content. It pretty much covers everything you need to know to become like a functioning developer in your own right. Or if you've got like spots of your knowledge you're like, I'm not so sure on. The live streams cover a lot, but also live streams are kind of more open-ended. We allow our presenters to do kind of what they want to do, so they can have fun like talking to the audience. This is much more like regimented and much more like a curriculum where you can sit down and like figure out from beginning to end what you're doing. Nick, I'm done with my introduction. So what are we doing today?
Okay, thank you. So it's a little bit dark because I have the light on the back, but yeah,
it keeps adjusting you out for some reason.
Yeah, no, yes, I know.
That's a little better. Okay, cool.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So yesterday, we had a discussion on the Discord. It's an interesting discussion, and I want to jump in if I can a little bit here. So the discussion was that the list of, so let's share my screen right quick here. It's an interesting question, and I want to answer this because it could be interesting for everyone. It's not off topic anyway. So the list of, this type of thing here, everything that is summary, right, are not calculated until you show it on the screen, or you have a calc referring to it. Okay, so that means if you have a calc showing on your screen and in the calc you have this, you call the summary in the calc, the summary field in the calc, and you show that on the layout, it will perform the summary to show the result of the calculation that you're showing in the layout, right? But if you don't show anything on the layout, there is no way FileMaker is going to trigger the summary. Okay, so the topic on Discord was this can be slow, right? Because if you have, let's say, you have 2 million records, and you go on the layout, even on server, and the layout display the summary field, it will trigger it will calculate the summary, right? If you show it on a layout. If you have 10 million record, can be slow, or even if you have 10,000 record, can be slow. So the discussion was, let's use a relationship like the old time and do only with the relationship, okay? Because then you display the list of the ID, because this is displaying a list of IDs. It displays only the list of ID of the relation of the red records. Right? But that's the reason why I always have layouts, right, on table view, where sometimes just for the scripts on server to land on that layout, right? You land on the layout, and then just because the script needs to be on the context, right? So go to layout, and then you do whatever you want to do. But if your layout displays something like this, right? Let me show you. If the layout displays something like this, with nothing. You display nothing on the layout because just what you need to have the layout there, or you display the bare minimum to do, like, for example, you want to do a search. So I want to do the search on type material, category, name, and description, right? So I have, 3 fields here, and those fields are mere text, right? So if I display this, right, and then I perform a find using my script here, and then out of this found set, I say, by the way, show me the list of material. It will trigger. It will do the list, the summary for the found set. So the person on Discord says, yeah, then you reduce the list of is not executed for all your fields, all your records. But here the same. So you don't need to do all this relationship related thing because you don't display anything on the layout, or you display very few things and you don't display this. So when you land on the layout showing the 8,000 record, it won't do anything on this. You perform your find, you look for your 10, 30, 200, 500 records, and then you trigger this. You say, by the way, I want this search based on this, and then trigger this. So the result is the same, but you don't need to do all the list because using the list, using this, okay, using this, the list, this will always only be available if you use a relationship. So you put complexity, you don't do any better performance, but the only thing you need to know, and that's why I want to jump on this, is that you don't display this on any way. No way you display this, and you perform your find, and then you call the summary field, and the summary, if you have, I don't know, 10 record, 20 record and stuff like that, and then you do this. So knowing that the list, using this was faster because you were reducing the amount of records, but using this, it will be exactly the same, right? So just don't display this, and call it only on the found set, and don't never. And like I said yesterday on this technique here, just create a layout, right, that display the minimum of the field you need, not more. Okay, so that being said, I just want to jump on this because it's it was an interesting conversation, and I want to jump on this to make sure that I cover everything on this, right? So that being said, hello today, hello everybody. Thank you for joining, and thank you, Marge, for everything you do. Always very good. So today we start something that I like because I never did it. I never talk about that topic. It's how we can make advanced search, okay, using FileMaker find mode. So that's what we're going to learn about that. And in on the same topic, I'm going to show you how we can do search, right, and preventing people to see records. So that means even if they do perform find, we can hide records always. Always we're going to hide record. We're going to prevent people to see record, even though they search for it. We won't display that in the found set. So you can constrain the found set without doing crazy thing like with a constraint, right? Because those constraint, extend, perform find, they are good, okay, but they are complicated, and they are not good enough. They are not good enough. Okay, so they don't provide enough of flexibility. They are very, like I said, monolithic, and they're really, and they can fail big league because if you go outside the boundary, then they don't work, right? So you need to put a bunch of exception. And I know people trying to do that. They know what I'm talking about. When you try to use the constraint and stuff like that, you need to have so many exceptions, and you need to think about and take care of all the exceptions. And I'm going to demonstrate a technique that completely remove that burden. Okay. So what are we going to do here? So this is a FM starting point, right? I'm going to start with that layout. And what do we want to do? Okay. We want to go back. We want to take back the find mode. Because yes, we have this search box here, but it's not, we want all the FileMaker benefits, because one of the most powerful tool in FileMaker, right? We have very powerful tool in my FileMaker. I'm talking a lot about the relationship, right? We talk a lot about scripting and script on server and stuff like that, but we have another very powerful tool in FileMaker. It's the find mode, right? This one, the find mode. So when we go find mode, boom, we hear, and then you see what I'm talking about. We can search on fields, right? But you can see that here we have problems because, with this design, when you have a design, advanced design, this go to the layout you're in and go to the find mode, you have this problem where everything hidden, and here you can go there. What heck is this? Why we can go there, right? Why we can? What is this? You don't even know. You have buttons. You have a hidden objects popping. And it's pretty much complicated to arrange that. It's very complicated to arrange that. But for example, you want to search for the estimated related to an account, for example. You want to be able to search in a note, for example, or to search a contact attached to an account, or search for an account itself. When you have this type of design, and we have more and more and more, the find mode has a problem, right? It's a problem. But the goal here is to bring back to the user the possibility, right, to perform find, and we want also to get omit, include, to get all the operator, right? All this, I want to be able to do that, right? I want to do that, for example, I don't know, I want to find duplicate value in my address, for example. So I want to do this, right? And I want the find mode back, right? And not just rely on this box here, right? So, but how we can do that to make the thing comfortable for the user, okay? So I'm going to build it in front of you, okay? So what we want to do is create a layout. So we build the layout, we create a new layout. So we go there, right? And we create a new layout that points to this. And we said accounts find mode, right? Fine. Okay, so we have the layout here. So now I have a layout. Right? So I open that layout. So this is a layout. So let me bring this back. Okay, so this is my data entry layout, right? And this is my find mode. Okay, so I have it. What we do we remove this and we make it smaller, right? Way smaller. And in that layout, right, we're going to put the fields we want to use to search things, okay? So what do I want to do, right? I want to search, for example, of course, I want the account name, I want the account type, and, you know, like this. So I have this. So I want to search on this. I want to search on this. So I can make it smaller, right? And like this. So we want to search into the font, for example. So we can copy those, right? So you see, it's not complicated. You copy this. So first we can do this. We can put some zone here. Okay, so we have this. I'll try to do it, you know, pretty. We can resize this. So I have this, for example, here. Then we can duplicate this and then paste this, copy, go there, copy this, right? Put that here, right? Size. So now you see the benefit of getting everything the same size, you know, the label on top like this. So you see it's easier to resize and stuff like that. So I have this, right? So I can go there or put that a little bit more here. And then I can go to my accordion here, right? And bring the billing address, right? So here, I can do that. So pretty much what I can do here is bring the entire, instead of doing this, for example, right? I can come here and bring the entire accordion. So pretty much I bring this, right? And I can put back here, right? Let's do this. So I brought back all the accordion here, right? So I don't want to waste my time doing resizing and stuff like that. So I'm going to put back this, the same size of this, okay? Then we have something pretty. So here I have my accordion, right? And I have this and this, okay? So I have my accordion, I can remove this. I have my stuff here, right? So I can do this and do this. Okay, so pretty much I have a replication of my data entry layout, right? So of course I can remove those things because this won't work. It's not necessary. We are in file mode, so you know we can do this and this. We can clean up a little bit this. Okay, so here. So in that layout, we put all the fields that we want to do. We want to search on, right? But what is more interesting here? Let me finish this. So we remove everything that is not relevant for our file mode. So for example, that's button here, we can just remove them, right? We remove them because we don't need that, okay? We don't need that, we don't need that. So see, we can remove this, right? Because we don't need, okay? And we don't need those buttons because we are in file mode, right? For file mode, we don't need those things, right? So, and so here, right? So now I have a perfect replication, right? Of my billing and stuff like that. So now I can search on those things. So if I in that layout here, right? If I switch on file mode, it's clean. I can search for my billing, I can search for my communication, right? So you search this. But what is more interesting to see right now, right? But the most interesting here, it's what about we do for those things, right? But that we're going to see that later. First, what I want to do, I want to build the mechanism how we can search, right? How we can search things, right? So that's what I want to do. Okay. So how the goal here is to bring this in a new window. Okay. So how we do that? So let's bring and let's build a file mode, right? An advanced file mode. Right? So we can make that smaller here a little bit, and oops. Okay, and this here. Okay, and we put a button here, and we call that advanced. So here we have an advanced search. Okay, I can put here. Okay, so I have my advanced button here. Here we are going to create a button here, right? And we call it, we duplicate this. Let's call it 820A. Okay. And this is open advanced find mode for contact. For, oh, having contacts? Oh, okay, account. So let's move that in account. I didn't know I was in, so let's put that here. Okay, so we are in account. So that will be 620. Okay. So 620A. And I'm going to show you why the A. So we have the A here. So we do, in that script, we use a new window. Okay? New window. And we say we want a dialog. So why a dialog? You know, the dialog difference between the windows here is the document is just a regular, it's a regular window, floating window dialog cards, right? So the dialog, so I don't want to maximize, I want the toolbar, and I want to be able to resize, and I want to be able to close, okay? So what this will do, okay, so if I put that 620A here, right? This is how I do it. I'm opening a new window. Oh, don't want that. New window in the layouts, account search. No. So I'm opening a new window using that new layout that I created. Boom. So I have a new window here, right? In this. And the dialog, so what's the difference between this? The dialog window, right? The dialog window doesn't allow you, you know, to get out of this. You can't get out of this. You are stuck with that window. So it's a dialog, common to find dialog, right? So you need to close this in order to be able to go, you know, to get out of this, right? So that's the difference between the floating window is doing this. That means it's open that, right? Open this. I can go there. I can go and edit this, but this window always stay on the front. But this is not what I want to do, right? But I want to show you what that do, right? And the normal window, the document window is just a regular window. It's opening a window and then you can go there. So the difference between those two is the floating document and the dialogue is one keeps on front, but you can go on the background, and the dialogue you cannot. And that's what I want, by the way. I want to be able to do that, right? I want to be able to what's the name? I want to be able to open a window, but I don't want to be able to get out until I proceed with the find. Okay. So now that I have this, we can just position the window a little bit better. Okay. So typically what I'm doing here, okay, I'm doing this. I'm resizing adjust window and resize to fit. So what this will do, you open a new window and you resize to fit. So it's doing this, boom, right? So it fits pretty much the dialogue, right? So it fits this. So when you go, boom, this resized. And what you do, I want to position the window like this. I want a little bit off, because when they are like this, it's confusing. If you like this, you know what you're doing. Okay. So you do this. The position from the top, you say get window top, okay? And the window top, you add 100. And you do the same for the left. You say get window left, and you add 100. So that will do this. Boom, it's off. Okay, so it open, off. Okay, so it looks good. So when you have your window like this, you click here, boom, off. Okay, and what you can do is also rename the window and say advanced search accounts. Okay, so when you're there, now you have this window and you know what it is. It's an advanced search for the account. Okay, so now you have a really nice window, right? And with things inside, right? And now we can build the find mode, right? So because I want to be on find mode. So you do, that's cool, you adjust the window to fit, and then you say, I want to enter find mode. And no pause. This is BS. That's why we need a new window. So now, this is what it's doing. Advanced, boom, and I am in find mode now, right? I'm in find mode. That means I can say I want Richard, and I want to search Richard, and I can do a new request and say I want to search for test, right? So I have two requests here. So that's the advantage, right? So we get all the, and I want a new request, and I want to omit agencies, for example. So I want to search for Richard, I want to search for test, and I want to omit all the agencies. So we are back into our classic standard find mode that we love and enjoy with FileMaker, right? But this, if I perform the find, now I found 5 records here. Okay, so I found them. So now the goal is how I can take those those records, and I want to transfer them to the window on the back, right? So now you understand why I did all the webinar before, right? But I'm going to assume that people watching this video doesn't know about the webinars, the advanced search and everything we did, transfer of font set, because this is what we're going to do. We're going to transfer font sets from one window to another, and that is something we can do with FileMaker, and I'm pretty sure you didn't know, right? So how we do that? Okay. Here we're going to create a field that I call link transfer of font set, and it's a go to relate records. So this is the field I'm creating for that, and it is a global. Okay, it's a global field, right? So I have this field, and now what this field is for. I know I need another one. Don't know if I have it. Yeah, I have. And I need a list of ID accounts. So I need a summary field that will give me the list of the ID accounts. Okay, that's what I want. Now that I have this, I'm going there. Okay, but I think I have it because yeah, I have this link account ID. So I already have it. I don't need that field. So I already had it. So that's the name, but let's rename it. It's transfer of font set. Okay, transfer of font set. So I have this. Then what you do, you need a link. You need a relationship. And that I said in the previous webinar, I'm going to explain another time. You need a relationship between two occurrences that points to the same table, right? So here, this occurrence points to the account table, and this occurrence points to the account table. So they all point to the same table. And here, I have this relationship that says everything you put in that global field, right? And I want to be related to the IDs of the accounts, right? So here how it works. So you have this relationship, very simple, right? So now we have this, right? I have this, my find mode. So I have a new window, right? In find mode, resize with fields. I am in a real find mode. I'm in find mode, right? So now that I have this, I need another script, and that's why I call them B, because the A is to open. So all the scripts that belong to the same workflow, right? All the scripts that belong to the same workflow, you call them A, B, C, D, because they all belong, and you try to put them in the sequence order, okay? A, first you open, then you perform advanced find mode. So you open advanced find mode, you perform advanced find mode, right? So you perform. So that's why, all my script names, I put the number of the scripts, right? And then I said, I put a word, I put the action, open, insert, add, clear, show, validate, set. So you do execute. So that is how you need to name your script. Believe me, that will help you a lot. the number, optional letter, then you have the action, pretty much what it is, not what it's doing, is what it is. And then you have an additional information, because I will show you that tomorrow, but I'm going to replicate that for another layout, for another anchor, for another entity. Like I am in account, but I'm going to do the same for contacts. So you will see me copying the two scripts and changing the number, keeping that, and then changing for contact, projects, products, right? You change this. So this is the number, action, what it is, and where, right? So I have this perform. So what I'm going to do here, okay? I'm going to say perform find, but no specificities, okay? For now, nothing here, just perform find, right? Then I said set variable, and I'm calling that current account IDs, because I might have one or more. Okay. Then this is just I want the list of the current found set. So let me explain, and that I want, and that's cool because that is going to, that's why I want to jump on the question on Discord, the discussion on Discord, because I'm going to show you something here, okay, about the list of, and then you understand how the list of works, okay? So let's create a new layout here, or maybe this one is good. Yeah, can just put myself here in going to put that in table view. And I'm going to, no, not table view. No. The better, for that demo, the best is to be on form view. And here, I'm going to put the list of. Right? So for who doesn't know about this, it's you can find here, you can find on the fields column here, on the field tab, you can find for field names by clicking here. And then you can say list of, and then you can drag this here, right? And then I'm going to put that here, and I'm going to put their name or accounts here, and maybe, and also you can play with this, here on the bottom, you can say, oh, I want the label on top. So I want the accounts, and I want the city, the billing city, for example, right? And that's it, Then I can do some search, right? So here, let's put that on browse mode. Okay. So here, I have seven. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So this is the 7 records. I have 7 records here, right? And this is the list of the 7 IDs that I asked for. Okay. But if I said I want Richard and I perform find, I have only one record found, right? But if I say I want to find Santa Clara, I only want. But if I said, oh, I want test, for example, I want test, perform, now I have 5. So it returned 5. And if I omit, see, it removed from the list. So this will only show the list of ID of the current found set, right? So that's what I'm saying this morning. If you don't display this on the layout, it will never perform the summary field. Only if you show it, right? So if you first do the search and then you call for the summary field in a calculation afterwards, it won't be a problem of performance, right? But I want to show you, but something else that is cool that maybe you don't know. So it is found set based, but also it is sortable. So you see, if I'm sorting here, I sort by account name. This, I have a different sort order, and it will resort also the summary fields. If I change this, and I want to, and I said I want to, sort by ID account, for example, boom, right? So it is found set. It shows the found set and the sort order as well. This is a list of. Do we have any questions so far?
Not on YouTube or Twitch, and we got one on Discord. For performance issues, it's better when we can enter find mode before going to layout.
No, because here I want to if I enter the find mode before, this is what happens. He will switch this one on find mode as well, right? So it's not what I want. I want to keep that alone. Do the new window, adjust the window, and enter a found mode. But it's so fast. It's doesn't, you click it and you see. But I want this one to be alone. Leave it alone completely. I want to do this. I want to do the new window directly on that layout, then adjust and find. This is the right sequence. So, other question?
Nope, I think we're good.
No. Okay. So now I performed the find. Okay, perform the find. Now, okay, just assuming we are in the perfect world and everything, but we're going to tomorrow and after tomorrow we're going to what's the name? Work with this, right? So I'm perform the find. I'm setting this variable, right? And then, right? And then there's two techniques here, but I'm going to do the sequence for the easy way, and then I'm going to do that another one a little bit. It will. So I'm performing the find. I'm setting the variable. I'm closing the window, and then I'm saying set field with in accounts the transfer of found sets. I'm setting the field with the content of the list of accounts, ID accounts. So I'm going to have all the IDs of the found records, closing the window, setting the fields with this. And then I'm saying, go to rel record. Okay. So that means I will be in the account table, in the account layouts, and I said, I want, using my self go to rel record relationship here, and I say show only the related record. So when you do this, I'm going to explain that, right? Okay. So now, in my layout here, I can go, okay, so let me open the layout because where's the search accounts? I can't find that. Here, I am going to put a nice button, perform, okay? I'm going to put a nice button, perform fine, okay? So, perform fine. Here, I'm going to attach the scripts, the 620B, right? The perform advanced find mode. So I have this button here where I can put it on top of it, whatever. So what happened? I'm clicking here the button and I said, I want Richard. And I want what's the name? What a test. And I want to omit agencies. Okay, so I want all of this. A regular type of search on FileMaker. And I am going to perform the find. Okay. I click here and here what happens. I perform the find, it says, okay, I found 4 records, right? Then the variable, oh, sorry, I click on the, okay, perform find. So I have the variable here with 4 IDs. Why? Because I have 4 records that the 4 records I found. Okay. So now that is done, I'm closing the window. I'm setting the fields, transfer found set with the 4 IDs, and I said, go to red record. Boom. And those are the 4 records I found, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is our auto entry, you know, right? So let's do it again. I open the window, new window, adjust, enter found mode. I want to find test 3 and test 4, for example, right? And perform the find. He performed the find. He sets the variable. So now this variable should have 2 IDs and close the window. We set the global field with those 2 IDs and we say go to red record. Boom. Right? So now we transferred the found sets, right, to from one window to another window. So from one context to another context, because we call that context, right? So when you open a new window here, you are in a context, right? Because FileMaker has this possibility to have multiple windows and to have different sets of records in different windows from the same table, right? I could show 4 records on that window and 2 records on that one from the same table. But what we want to do is to transfer a found set from one window to the other. It's exactly the same technique as transferring a found set from server, right, to from server to the client. It's the same. We use the same technique, the transfer of found set. So let me display on the layout this field here, the transfer of found set field. Okay. Let's put that white. Okay. See this field here? I have, two IDs here, right? If I go there, right, I said I want company, for example, and I do the perform find. I perform doing no. Okay, here it says I know I can do agencies here. Fine, agency. So I need something. Okay, perform find. He perform. He found two. I'm setting close, and now I'm setting this field with two up. It changed the ID. That the two new ID, and I go to red records. Okay, so very simple, right? From one to another, right? So do we have any question?
We have no questions. So
No question. Okay, so it's very straightforward, and this gives you the possibility, the ability to have what's the name? A nice layout for finds, right? So now we can do cool things, right? For example, I want to modify the find mode. I don't want the find mode to be like this, right? I want the find mode to do my find mode, So of course we use the menu, right? We use the menu. So we create a new menu, okay? New menu, and we call that, what's the name? New defaults, okay? So we add those things here, right? So I wonder, what's the name? The window menu, I want the file menu. I wonder edits. I wonder view. I wonder insert. So I want pretty much to replicate. I want records. Okay. I want the scripts. Script should be there. Scripts. The tool I think is going to come automatically, and the window and the help. And the help, I think, yeah, the help too is coming. Okay, so this will be my new, my new edits. Okay, my new default menu. Okay, so this is what I have. Right? But I'm going to go to the view. Where is it? Okay, to the view copy. And I'm going to change this, right? So I'm going to change the menu in order to do a different, in order to trigger scripts, right? Right. So here, I'm saying here, right? So you don't do the find mode. So this is the menus. We have a. Can you find? We have a custom menu kind of for webinar. I did like 2 or 3 days on this, right? So we can say on the find mode action, we perform, right? We perform a script. So I like to do this, right? And say something like this. I am in accounts. So now we can select. So let me save this. We can select, right, a script by name, right? We can select a script by name. So why say off? Oh, yeah, I said one off. I want the script by name. Instead of having a very complex menu custom menu, right? We say something like this, right? We copy this, the name of this script. That's why the name, is because in the future it will be easy. When you have a consistent way of naming things, it's easier. So I'm going to the menu, going there, and I'm going to the view menu, and I say here, I want action, and I want to perform a script by name. And here I'm saying, okay, if, right, get table layout table name equal, right? We are in T01 account, right? So T01 accounts, then I want to perform that script. So we have a case here, okay? We can put a case, and this put like this, right? And have a case. So we can say, for example, we can have another case, and if we do something for contact, for example, we say if the T05 contacts, then we do, I don't know the number, okay? Right? So whatever the number will be, so we can have different scripts for different tables, but we have only one menu, okay? We don't have many menus, you have only one menu. So now the menu will trigger here if I change the defaults and put my new menu here. If I switch on find mode, right? So look, find mode, boom. So now I can use that find mode button here. Boom. You understand? So do we have any questions so far?
No, I think you're still good to keep going.
Okay.
Or if you got it, actually it's 5, so.
Yeah, so yeah, tomorrow we're going to continue this. Yeah, for because always I'm always 20 minutes late. So now I have time. So yeah, but it's interesting because now we have a nice find mode. Boom. And tomorrow we're going to learn how to make it something fluid, something flowing, something like I can do everything with the keyboard, like carriage return, like like here, like for example, if I want to click on perform find, I want the perform find to do what the script. So we use the same technique with the menu, right? But I show you that you don't need to what's the name? You don't need to have a complex custom menus. Have a for each layout to have a custom menu item. You don't want that. But thanks to the new perform script by name, you can have something like this. You can have, but I have a technique which it's easier to do than putting the names and stuff like that, right? So we at the end, if I have time, in order to get something like not a case that complicated, we have another way to do that, right? So but tomorrow we are going to continue this, and I'm going to show you how we manage those related items like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that would be cool. So
people are saying that it's
tomorrow.
great, simple methods and tricky but interesting. So thank you
Yes,
very
interesting
much.
because yeah. So tomorrow, same time, same place.
Yeah, same time, same place, and then you'll be
Okay.
free for the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nick. Everyone have a
Thank
good
you.
day.
You
Bye.
too. Bye bye. Bye everybody.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.